I'm going to demonstrate the advanced pulmonary techniques. If I listened to Steve's lungs and I heard something different on one side compared to another, I'm going to do some further testing to determine what is the reason for this change. So the first one is tactile fremitus. Tactile fremitus means to feel the sound. So I'm going to ask Steve to speak, and I'm going to check to see whether the vibration seems to be the same as I'm listening, as I'm palpating throughout the chest wall. So Steve, can you say 99?
99.
And that's what I'll have him say, repeat as I move my hands. And I'm using the balls of my hands here to be able to palpate whether there's any difference. I can feel a vibration here, and it's equal on both sides. So continue to say 99.
99.
Okay.
99. 99. 99.
All right, and so if everything seems equal in terms of vibration on both sides, what I'm hearing him say, then that helps me to show that there's no consolidation and there's no areas of decreased air movement. If I found that there was an area where it was much more vibratory than anywhere else, that could indicate a pneumonia. If I felt there's an area where I can barely tell that there's any sound, then that could be either fluid or it could be emphysema or enlargement of the lungs in that particular area. Now the next test I'll check is called egophony. And egophony means that the sound is changing from what it normally sounds like and being distorted. So I'll listen in those areas and I'll ask Steve to say E. And as he's saying E, I'll listen to hear whether it sounds like E or has it changed to sounding more like an A sound. So I'll demonstrate that. Can you say E?
E.
Again?
E.
Again?
E.
Again?
E.
Again?
E.
Again? All right, so what I hear as I listen is everything sounds the same, E's all the way through. If there was an area where it sounded like A, then that would indicate a probable pneumonia, an area of consolidation. Then the last test I'll do is whispered pectoriloquy. It's again being able to hear a sound and whether there's any distortion. So as I listen with my stethoscope, I'll say, can you whisper 99?
99.
Again?
99.
Again?
99.
Again?
99.
And I would move again throughout the lungs to hear whether there was any difference. Whispered pectoriloquy is changed, or the sound is different again in an area of consolidation. Now the last part of this is a test that you can use to determine whether your patient likely has COPD or emphysema. And this is to indicate whether or not the diaphragm moves up and down as the patient breathes. I'm going to use the reflex hammer for percussion so that you may be able to hear the difference here between the sounds. I want to know where the diaphragm is and then whether the diaphragm moves as Steve takes in a deep breath. So first I'll find the diaphragm. Right there, there's a change in the sound from here to here. I'm going to find right where the edge is, which is right there. Now Steve, can you take in a deep breath and hold it? Now I have to move down that far in order to hear the diaphragm. You can let out the air. So Steve's diaphragm was here, he took in a deep breath, and it moved down to about there. So I know that this diaphragm moves. I would also check on the other side to confirm that is also true on the other side. Right there is where the diaphragm is. The sound is like this compared to like this. Now Steve, can you take in a deep breath and hold it? And the diaphragm moved down to here. You can let the breath out again. What I'll do this time so you can hear that difference is to tap over here, and then I'll continue tapping as Steve's taking in a deep breath. And let it out. And if you can hear that, the sound changes, showing that the diaphragm is moving on either side. So those are the specialized pulmonary tests that you would use in a patient in whom you're concerned about either COPD, pleural effusion, or consolidation, such as from pneumonia.